Hey guys, so I decided to watch and do my paper on the presentation under the title Formation as Peacebuilding, Becoming Instruments of Shalom. And it was given by Dr. Karen Fancher. So, yeah, it was a really, really good presentation. And as we saw, the topic for all of the presentations this year was reconciliation. So Dr. Fancher focused on how Christians are agents of shalom, so peace building and reconciliation in the world here and now, and how that we can step into places that are really broken in situations where there isn't a lot of truth, and there's relationships that are shattered, and we can use these like broken situations as a bridge to share the gospel with people. And she says that reconciliation is it's a shift from enmity to friendship between God and man, between human beings, creation, and the cosmos. So she really focuses on this like idea of holistic reconciliation that we can bring in to the world here and now. And she talks about creation and mostly relationships, but yeah, how we can step in and make the world better because we know Jesus, and that we're supposed to be lights in the world for Him, and yeah, so that we can help restore people in their relationship with God. and and she really my favorite part of the presentation is she like engages the imagination of the audience, and she just asked for this moment of silence, and she said, imagine what peace building looks like to you. And for me, I imagine just community and laughter and love and just friendship, and just like this childlike um, just energy and love among people. And that inspired me to just and try to engage in that now and bring a little bit of that to earth. It just fellowship and community, and that's what peace building is like for me. So, but she does recognize that a lot of her audience is missionaries, and that being said, people who have really worked towards peace building, which is reconciling people back to God, and how hard that is, and that there's a lot of pain in that. And so she doesn't just make it out to be this idealistic, naive thing that we should work for and strive towards, without recognizing the fact that in taking the gospel to people, in speaking truth, it isn't just this fantasy of, you know, that everything's going to be great all the time. If whenever you're meeting injustice and meeting lies, there's going to be pushback, and it's going to be very painful. And for many missionaries, there's persecution and betrayal. And so she did a great job of making sure that that she's realistic with what she's calling people to do. And she says like a lot of people associate the church with division, not unity, not togetherness. And so being a Christian, in certain places, there's this like prejudice that you already have, that you're, ignorant, or you're stubborn, or so you have to combat that. You have, and she also says, people tend to associate for peace building with passivity and weakness and just compromise. But she says, that's not what peacemaking is at all. It's fighting for justice and speaking up, and it takes courage to address injustice. And peace isn't made by just letting injustice continue quietly. It's made by confronting it outright. And and she talks about how just with all this brokenness in the world, more political tension and pain, that these are ways that we can step in and provide healing for people. And she said, today there's so many worldviews that people have access to, and there's just confusion and lack of truth. And that is another way that we can step in with the gospel and provide truth and healing for people. And so people don't even realize, like, the world's like groaning for something that's missing, and they don't even realize what we need. And we have the answer to that. And she ends by talking about the story of Masalaha. It's this organization out in the desert, and they work to reconcile the Palestinian people with the Israeli people. And so she didn't give a ton of like context background for this, but so I did some further research. So they take Christian values and they bring people in the desert, Israelis, Palestinians, who for years and years and years just go back um, to, I mean, just pretty much hate each other, these two people groups. And so, and what happens is these people who are supposed to hate each other by the world standards um, have fun together, and they love each other, and they go on all these amazing adventures in the desert together. And people notice, like the Muslim community there, and they realize how effective the ministry is. And the Masalaha organization, they don't shy away from their Christian values. They use that to show people that Jesus is the only way this reconciliation is possible. Um, so that was like a really amazing story that she included, and she really does a great job. There's areas where she could have been more clear and defined things better, but overall, Dr. Fancher did a really great job on this presentation.